Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to CCxRC. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Team Associated DK10 SW. So it's like a Dakar rally style car. It's based off of their short course vehicles, but it's the short wheelbase. So that's the SW, guys. We're going to open this up, take a look at it, and get it out there and rip it for you. Let's do it. All right, guys, here it is. We have the version with the LiPo battery and charger included. I do want to give a shout out to Team Associated. They reached out to us and asked if we wanted to do a review on this. I'd seen this in person at Horizon RC Fest and thought it looked pretty cool. Definitely better than what I'd seen in original photos of it, which I'd kind of questioned. But when I saw it in person, it was kind of cool. I like the size of it. But looking around the box, bunch of option parts you can get. Looks like the tape's popping here a little bit. And take a look on this side. If you want a freeze frame or whatever on that, you can later. Anything on the bottom, not really. So we'll just try to pop these. And this is what you get right here. It's really cute with the short wheelbase. I like the sizing of it. Looks like it's going to be really fun to rip this thing around. So I had to cut a few things free, and then we'll have to get a battery charged up to take this out and run for you guys. But you can see in the one that comes with the battery and charger, there it is. You get a balance lead charger, and you get this right here. Oh, it's not even a balance charger. Wow, okay. So you actually select what LiPo it is. You plug in 2, 3, or 4S. Let's just take a quick look at this. So it's a multiple unboxing. We're going to get a Wolfpack battery with this setup and this charger. So let's see. We might just go ahead and get this thing plugged in and charging while we take a look at this. Okay. Look at, yeah, so you're actually going to be plugging the battery in. It's going to do more than just the super slow trickle balance lead charge. So this thing has 1 amp, 2 amp, 3 amp selectable charge rates. So we can charge this battery up to 3 amps. So that's pretty cool. So definitely better than just getting a straight up balance lead charger. So here we're going to choose that it's a LiPo or Life battery. And this is a LiPo pack. So we're going to slide it over to the LiPo. And we're going to charge it at 3 amps because this is a 3300 milliamp hour pack that came with it, so we can charge it at up to 3 amps. We'll plug in black to black here, red to red. And then we'll plug it in on the back here into our wall. And then if you've never done a LiPo before and this is your first one ever, the way that you'll do this, we'll just show you, because if you're buying this, it may be your first. This little white plug here goes into the side of this, and so we've got to pull this off. There's a little warning here, and it'll only fit in this 2S one. It's a 2S pack, so it's going to plug in right there, and then you're going to plug in your Deans. It'll only go in one or T-style connector like that. And so when you have it plugged in and you do that, you'll get it to start charging. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in. All right, so I decided to just pull this out and be certain that I told you the right information. And yes, it does go green solid when the charging process has complete. It'll be blinking green when it's ready to charge, red solid if it's charging, orange solid means you're at 90% capacity, almost there. Green solid means it's complete. All right, quickly let's show you some of the manuals and stuff that you get with it here. So the Pro2 DK10 SW. I did not say Pro 2 when I opened the video. But there's also the LT10, which is kind of like a small truck. Looks really awesome. And I really love the green color of it. We'll show you a quick picture of it from their site here. But there's a lot of stuff just on how to use this and how to work on it. All kinds of cool stuff in here for your radio. Very handy manual. Then you get your kind of like declaration of it making it, passing inspections, all that. You got stuff for your radio, and you got a little tool here, a little toolkit to be able to work on it with some wrenches and different things in here. But you guys don't really care about that usually in the videos too much. We're going to get to the car after we show you quickly the XP120 radio that comes with it. You've got dual rates for your steering. You've got min and max on your throttle, so if you want to turn it down for somebody, you can. Then you've got like your centering here for your trim. And then you've got reverses up here. Pretty basic. Feels pretty good, big and chunky. And not a one-handed driver. That's gonna be tricky. I'm sure somebody out there makes a little thumb grip thing, a 3D printed thing that you can use with these if you need to one-handed drive. I'll have my kids helping me film this one, that's for sure. So we'll have to figure that out, or maybe we'll bind it over to our radio link. All right, so we got to figure out, we're going to have to undo a few things in here to be able to unstrap this. They've got it kind of like somewhat theft-proofed, I guess. So we're going to do all this so we can get underneath the car and then be able to undo the straps that are holding it in place. I think that's how we do it. So yeah, you can't just go in and pull this out of a box and sneak out with it. You'd have to steal the whole box, which you see people do, unfortunately. It's an unfortunate state of the world we live in these days. Wow, yeah, that is short. I dig it. Short wheelbase. All right, we got to get in close on this. Ready? Right up on this. We're going to peel this off for that satisfying. Oh, so nice. I always loved that part. This is the part that in the pictures I felt looked really crazy, weird, and awful. In person, though, when you're just seeing it sitting here, it doesn't bother me. And that was one of the things I'd actually mentioned when I saw it at Horizon RC Fest. It's a cool looking little buggy. They got it in two different color options. I think there's an orange one, and this is kind of a red and white one. But it's got the tire combo here. Wheel tire blacked out. Looks pretty cool. These are just glued on. The tire compound actually feels all right. It's soft. It may kind of push a little bit if we're on some concrete. May tend to roll a little, so we'll see how that does. But I plan on ripping this in some sand and some dirt and see what happens. This big hole here, I'm sure, is going to collect all of that sand and dirt that we throw as we're cornering. So we'll see. But this is just a two-wheel drive buggy. You can see here, front tires should just spin freely. So we shouldn't maybe get too much thrown in there like you would if it's four-wheel drive. I still think just with a little bit of the wheel speed moving and turning the tires, we're going to get some throw in there. But yeah, check it out. Look over the decals. Decal package is all right. Looks like there's this little scoop thing on the top, stickered windows, stuff like that. But you see that in a lot of our bashers anyway. The basher cars, they're not really going for scale realism with things like windows. You can look back there on some of the shelves. The Outcasts, the Infractions, the Felonies, the Kaiju, all of those have stickered windows in them. So it's pretty much on par for that. So definitely a short wheelbase. If you're to put this up to a short course truck, you definitely notice it. But let's take off the body clips. Yes, it does have body clips. And take a look inside of the vehicle here. The body itself feels pretty good. These are little add-on pieces that they've got here, which actually helps add some rigidity there, which is nice because it's definitely a thicker piece than the rest of the body. But yeah, so there's a couple pieces that are screwed on there. But yeah, overall quick look over the body. Looks good. This is what we want to look at. Simplicity of this Pro 2 setup. Very easy to get your way around this, to work on it. Fantastic. One of the things I'm liking that I'm seeing right away, it's got metal turnbuckles up here on your upper suspension arms. So that's pretty nice, as well as on your steering arms in the back. Metal bodied shocks, so there are aluminum bodied shocks. They are not threaded. They do still have the little spacers that you put in to adjust those, but oil filled, and it seems all right for what it's going to be. Just a quick basher. Center loaded battery right here. You're just going to drop your battery here in the center. They're keeping the motor wires just kind of wrapped here in the Velcro. You're going to have your receiver in here, quick swap out if you wanted to change that out, like I was mentioning, possibly for one-handed driving. You've got your high torque Metal Gear servo in here with a spring style servo saver. Right in there you can see the metal spring that wraps around it. to offer protection to that servo saver. Going down here is the Reedy SC600BL. This is their ESC. This is rated for 2 or 3S battery. They don't list what the amperage is on this, so I would, just be guessing, but it does say it is a 2S, 3S compatible, and it's 6 volt, 3 amp BEC, and it's water resistant. So those you can read right on there on it. The back here you've got metal CVAs that are used as your drive shaft. So you got like the dog bone on the end, and then the CVA side on here for having just a little bit better, not double dog bone in it. So got a lot of adjustability there. Probably won't have as much wear, hopefully, on that type of a design as well. 12 millimeter big bore shocks that are aluminum, coilover springs, and pretty good. One of the things you can't see that they've got throughout this are 22 ball bearings as well. So nice and smooth, not running bushings, which is great for a speed car like this. So because you were running brushless power, this is a sensorless ESC. You can see the 3 wires running here to the back to the 3300 kV motor. So again, this is rated because of this electronic system to 2 or 3S LiPo packs. That's what you want to stick with for this. There are foams in the tires. I didn't mention that earlier. Looking at the bottom, you can see the plastic chassis. Everything running hex hardware, so that's really nice on there. Got the bumpers here on the rear and on the front. Just a really stiff one to help protect your body there. See up front here, again, it does have the adjustable turnbuckle, so you can set your camber like toe in, toe out and stuff on this as you need to, using the front and rear turnbuckles that they've got. It does have metal bracing here where your hinge pin carriers go through, or your hinge pins go through the carrier. So you do have those metal bracing there. But overall, it seems to be built pretty decent for a quick little 2-wheel drive buggy. We're going to run on 2S for you guys in this video, get some cool rally footage, and have some fun next. So let's do it. Guys, I didn't realize this, we were talking about it earlier, but this has a gyro in the receiver that my son's not demonstrating very well here. But as we turn, it's helping self-correct. So since it's 2-wheel drive, that's super helpful for keeping it going and wanting to stay correct and get back into a straight line. That's awesome. Did not even realize that was a feature at
At this point, I'll probably add it as a on-screen graphic though. But two-wheel drive, 2S, it's quick. I wouldn't call it fast, screaming fast. I mean, it's definitely faster than a brush car. It's, I would say, right at a fun speed. I think the short wheelbase makes it super fun. You can just see it hitting all these right here. This is an awesome spot to run something like this. Look at it just bouncing, the suspension working. It's a little tricky driving one-handed, like I said, with this radio. But I just want to kind of narrate as I was going along here. We already did some cinematic stuff with it. Super fun through the trails, kind of rally-ish style. But now just really getting more of a long-term driving perspective. We're already on battery pack number 2. Kids drove it. We were in some really loose sand where we were driving. See, that's really just helping to control this thing through this. Otherwise, we'd have been everywhere. It'd have just been a nightmare. It's, even though it still is requiring steering input from me, it is definitely better than if it was just straight two-wheel drive on this loose dirt that we're running on here. It would have been really hard to drive, but it allows it to drift still, which is great. Look at it, just keep it so straight. I don't know what's controlling that. I'll have to look it up. Oh, so wicked cool. Look at it just drift. Look at that. I'm driving with my thumb, barely reaching the wheel here, and a little bit of rubbing the wheel on the on my leg. If I need extra input than I can get with my thumb, I'm using my leg to help steer. And it's just, I feel like it's super controlled for what we're doing here. I'm so glad that it has that assist. I'm not gonna lie. This is a good spot to have it, is in a vehicle like this, especially in basher mode. I know it's not a race thing, but oh, come on, save it. All right, you guys, so here it is, wrapping it up. Just kind of giving a few of my thoughts on this thing. Really fun two-wheel drive basher. I think that the battery that came with it did well. We used it for a while out there bashing until we ran out and then switched over. You're gonna get a lot of durability with a two-wheel drive like this. You know, the only thing that I would maybe question with this is kind of the pricing point of it at $350. Not the version with the lipos. It's, I think, $420, which is the cost of the battery and the charger. I get that, so it ups the price of it. But even at $350, it's right in that range of some of the other ones that are four-wheel drive and brushless. But that said, some of the components of this are, you know, proven, that we know from their two-wheel drive setup that they've got here in these chassis, stuff like that. You know, like the reedy electronics on it are really good. You know, we're not even really that hot on this. So I think on 3S we'd get even a little bit more power. You do have the adjustable turnbuckles, a few things like that. You know, it's just the question mark of whether somebody's going to want to get into something like this in a two-wheel drive version, or spend about the same amount, maybe $10, $15, $20 more and get something that is four-wheel drive. And that's really lies the question in purchasing and what people are looking for. But what I can say is it's a really fun two-wheel drive basher that I know that we're going to have a lot of fun with. So I think one of my favorite things about a two-wheel drive is maintenance is so easy. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool vehicle from Associated. So we'll leave it at that, guys. I'd love to know what you think down in the comments down below. I think when you get the right angles of it, you know, rally-wise, it doesn't look bad. You know, it's got that look, that rally look. If you just go the wrong way, even here, I don't know, there was something just with the photos, I guess with the white backdrop or something, where this cutout here really looked weird to me. But with this extra flap in here and that, I don't find it to be too bad. We don't have that much dirt up inside. Again, two-wheel drive. You know, it's not even super dusty in this area. There's a couple rocks here to kind of shake out, but they're not going to get in your drive line there because it's two-wheel drive. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in as always. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think. It's definitely a great little basher, and I think with the kind of bulletproof transmission that they've got in the rear gearbox there, you know, the Reedy motors, it should last a good while, and pretty durable based on the weight of it and what you'll be doing with it in a two-wheel drive. I would think that it would be a pretty stand-up truck. So we'll do a lot more videos for you guys with this thing, because we had a blast with it, and definitely worth getting some more runtime with it, kind of really iron out our feelings about it. But overall, I like the size of it. It's fun, easy to pack away, and get out there and hit the trails, guys. Now you go do it too. We'll see ya.